Well, you guys asked for it, and you're gonna get it. Let's take a look at WWF SmackDown Just Bring It for the PlayStation 2. This was the first WWF game for the PS2. Actually, it was the first next-gen WWF game, period. The fans of the last two SmackDown games were anticipating something good, and from the looks of this game, they were gonna get it. I have to say, this intro still impresses me to this day. I was amazed that PS2 hardware could do this much, and you know what this intro has that even the current games, 12 years later, still don't have? Hair that moves in a realistic manner. Even in 2K14, the wrestlers' hair always seemed to be super glued down. Why can't they pull this off in the current consoles? I just don't get it. I'm still not a fan of the in-game menus. That's one of my only gripes, so don't get all crazy thinking I'm gonna bash the game. I mean, after all, they're just menus anyway. Oh, but this year they added in this lovely guy.
Caution. Attention.
The wrestler selection is pretty good, though I did notice a few people absent. X-Pac is one of them. I can't remember what he was doing in 2001, but I'm pretty sure he was still an active member of the roster. A few people need to be unlocked through story mode, and you can even unlock Fred Durst as a playable character. And speaking of good old Freddy, The Undertaker actually has his real theme in this game. The WWF actually paid the license this year around. Oh, and did you notice something else? This is a real entrance. No more green screen 10-second clips. Nope. Now we got wrestlers walking, or driving in this case, from the stage down to the ramp and into the ring. Isn't that a beautiful thing? The animations look a little dodgy and stiff, but hey, I'll take it. Howard Finkel's ring announcing sounds pretty low quality though. It sounds like there was a wall between him and the microphone.
Weighing 260 pounds from Plymouth, Connecticut, the game, Triple H!
And really, the commentary doesn't sound any better. This is the first SmackDown to have commentary, believe it or not, but it's pretty bad. Attitude came out a few years earlier and did a better job. Taz and Michael Cole usually just spout out stupid crap like Triple H is great and Rikishi is a really nice guy. And you can't forget the ever so famous
Triple H won the match!
The game engine hasn't changed much. They did slow it down a little bit, thank God, and they took out a lot of the somersaulting and rolling around the ring stuff. Other than that, if you've played the first two, you'll pick this one up right away. One thing that surprised me when this game came out was that while the graphics were improved over the last game, they still weren't that great for a PS2 title. I expected a lot more. The next game in the series didn't let me down in that department, but this game, in my opinion, just looks alright. We're still limited to just a few arenas. The standards like Raw and SmackDown are here, along with Insurrection, and they all just look alright. And just like in the past two titles, there's a generic pay-per-view stage that you can add pay-per-view logos to. It looks a lot like the WrestleMania 2000 stage. I just wish they would have included more pay-per-view stages from that year. Oh yeah, I almost forgot, the WrestleMania 17 stage is here too, and it actually doesn't look too bad. Just Bring It is the first game in the series to feature 2 finishers per wrestler, which is now branched off into something crazy like 3 signatures and 3 finishers in the current title, I don't know. But this is totally perfect here, as people like The Rock actually have 2 finishers. There aren't many additions this year as far as match types. They did add the 3 stages of Hell and 6-man matches, but didn't bother to fix the Hell in a Cell match. It's the same old cell we got in Know Your Role. I hate it. It's just a cage match with a roof. Oh, and on a side note, the ringside tables have gotten harder to break, as the wrestlers always tend to slide off before I can pull off a move. It's quite frustrating, actually. But hey, check this out. You can fight in the crowd now. I know it doesn't seem like much now, but this was awesome back in 2001. TLC, ladder, tables, hardcore, they're all still here and all remain pretty much the same. Though I gotta give credit where credit is due. They really amped up the backstage areas. There are tons of places to go, And they aren't small. Some of these areas are the size of a damn Walmart. And you can not only fight in Times Square, but actually inside of WWF New York. You guys remember this place? I wanted to go there so bad when I was younger, but Linda McMahon shut the damn place down. Going back to entrances real quick, this is the first game I can think of with really detailed tag team entrances. I mean, they look really good. I know the AKI games had tag team entrances, but they just looked like robots marching to the ring, then performing taunts simultaneously. Too bad the tag team action is still a bit on the hectic side. I get pissed off when I'm trying to attack one guy and then some other guy comes in and hits me, but when I get up I'm still looking at the first guy rather than the last guy that hit me. And it's always hard to tell who your indicator is focused on. The tag team match is just still a bit too chaotic for me. Alright, let's get into some Royal Rumble action. What? I just got eliminated? I didn't even get a chance to move. What the hell is that about? Well, as you can see, the Rumble hasn't changed much. You can still get thrown out in the blink of an eye at any moment, apparently. But one thing that's changed is no more ridiculous load times. Now I can actually play through a 30-man Royal Rumble without losing my mind. I mentioned the poor quality vocal audio, but the music sounds pretty good. It's a lot of the same style stuff heard in the previous titles, but it's not as loud this go around. It feels more like background music and not so in your face. The Creator Wrestler is decent in this game, but they always seem to look a little bit goofy no matter what the hell you do to them. There are plenty of options though, and I don't remember getting bored with it at all back in its prime. The Creator Taunt makes its return in this game, and you can bet that I've made my fair share of absolutely stupid and ridiculous taunts. Just Bring It marks the first game in the series where you can edit WWF Superstars' movesets, including entrances. Kind of a nice feature at the time, especially since we got to do this already in the N64 titles. I very much wish they would bring back the unique fighting stances for each wrestler like they had in the early SmackDown games. It really added to the feel of each persona. I think the area where Just Bring It shined most was the new story mode. The previous games had repetitive and a bit boring season modes. This game offers an in-depth path to greatness in the story mode. In this mode, you're given choices on which titles to chase and really just a lot more freedom, period. You can select tag team partners, opponents, match types, when prompted to do so, of course. There's also a backstage area that you can explore in a first-person mode. And I really enjoy the cutscenes as they aren't just 15-second clips anymore, but actually help tell the story, especially the in-ring altercations and arguments. Oh, and the intros to Raw and SmackDown were put together using the in-game engine. And damn, they just look great. They even made these little pay-per-view promo videos like you would see in real life right before a match. These are awesome. Little details like this really pull together a good story mode in my opinion. This mode is definitely worth playing through all the way, and actually, yeah, I believe this mode alone is enough to buy the game, let alone all the other great stuff that comes along with it. Bad commentary, ugly menus, and a strange Hell in a Cell match shouldn't stop you from loving this game. Hell, it didn't stop me, but it is worth mentioning that all those things were fixed in the next game. The game that really started to change the series. Until next time, thanks for watching, and happy holidays.
Caution. Attention.